short video because I've got a lot to do today. And I made a video last week when I was in Edinburgh, which some of you watched, and I've had a lot of feedback and a lot of people saying that they're worried about me and that they hear me and that they recognise things. And that's been lovely. And I did go back to work and survive the week, and it was fine. And I achieved a lot, and I taught some pretty cool lessons on LGBT Awareness Month, and I've ticked lots of things off my list, but I've also worked ridiculously long hours, felt exhausted. I'm going on a residential next week, which is really causing me a lot of anxiety, even though I know that I will go and enjoy it. And I suppose the point of this is just to check in and just to somehow just acknowledge that throwing myself into the next thing and carrying on and forgetting all the things that I said last week are not okay. And I, in spite of that amazing week work-wise, and also had a really good team meeting on Monday, which I led, training, and I felt we made huge progress in terms of our team and our understanding and relationships. Today is really hard, and I just, this bit in again, this wonderful book, you know, I've got ADHD, and I mustn't forget that, and I suppose this is just about being accountable and reminding myself of that. And this bit, you know, that Gabor Mate refers to, there was also what I call the weekend despair of the driven personality. On Saturday mornings there would be a crash. I was enveloped in a kind of enervated lethargy, hiding behind a book or a newspaper or staring morosely out the window. I was not only fatigued from the whirlwind week, but I did not know what to do with myself. Without the weekday adrenaline rush, I felt a lack of focus, purpose, energy. I was depleted and irritable, neither active nor able to rest. And that's the reality of ADHD. And so what this is about is saying, I know that. This morning I have had a terrible fit of crying, shouting, being cross, being anxious about all the things that I've got to do this weekend before I go away next week. But then also saying, having a chat with my husband and just saying this is not a new thing. The things that I have to do are actually no more important than the things that would have been 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago on this type of a Saturday. And that's it really. To acknowledge that it doesn't mean I can't. I think what I have to understand doesn't mean I have to stop. It doesn't mean I have to have a breakdown, retire, go off on ill health. But I do have to change some things. One thing I've realised this week when I was teaching is how much I love teaching and how much I am so committed to doing something where I feel that my values are being respected, and that for me, working at something where I don't feel a sense that I'm making a difference is not going to work. And I was recently involved in a situation where someone said, we're not here to change the world, and I think that's part of the problem. I know I can't change the world, but there is a side of me that fundamentally believes that we should all be somehow working to do our bit to make the world a better place. And I find it really hard when I have to be alongside people who blatantly, for some reason, have been hardened against that. I understand the reasons for it, but I find it really hard, and I think that's important for me to know, and that I need to be working in a situation where there is a joint sense of purpose of moving forward. And I said 2 things in class this week. One was that, you know, you're the young people of the future and you can make a difference. But I also talked a lot about my own experience at school, and I've been reflecting, and I just think, you know, it's that thing, isn't it, of our parents bring us up to be good people and want to make the world a better place, and school teaches us that that's what the world's going to be like, and then it's like that thing of we almost get to the point where we grow up and we become cynical and hardened to it, and I'm not going to do that. And I do want the world to be a better place, and if I could, I'd be the General Secretary of the UN and do peacekeeping work and be out there trying to work out exactly what it is that Putin and Biden are really thinking when they're making these comments, because it bothers the hell out of me. And looking at egos and looking at why we are who we are and what we do. But I know that most of the world isn't like that, and that ADHD, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just people whose brains can't get cynical and complacent, and that sounds critical and it's not meant to. I'd love to be more complacent. I'd love it if I didn't get so anxious about things. And yeah, people will see that as a mental illness, just as they saw being gay as a mental illness right up until 1992, when the World Health Organization declassified it. And that's me. So I am going to keep saying the things I say and doing the things I do, and probably upsetting people, but try and do it without upsetting people. And if you see it as an illness, I guess that's it. And maybe I need to say I'm ill, but I'm just going to try using my illness for better, but also keep myself well while I'm doing that, because if I'm dead, I can't make things better. And again, that sounds over dramatic. And the last thing that I said today to pupils, and I genuinely believe it, is we're all born as loving and all born as having the potential to do good, and we learn hatred and we learn behaviours that are not in the interests of doing good. And for me, teaching and learning is about learning more of the behaviours that help us to do good. And I guess that's it. So I'm now going to go, and I've got a list of things I have to do. In between 10 and 11 I'm writing an application, and between 12 and after that I'm doing some BSL, because I'm learning BSL, and then I'm getting my hair cut. Then I'm coming back, I'm going to try and do some work, and then I'm going to go and see my friend, and then I'm going to do some other things, and then I've got a list for tomorrow, and then on Monday morning I'm going on residential 5 days in the middle of nowhere with children, and it's going to be cold and wet, and I'm absolutely at the same time dreading it and really looking forward to it. So that's that one. Stay well, stay safe, thank you for listening. Don't worry about me, it's going to be fine, because it has to be. And in between I am just holding on for those moments of joy. I tried to stand up to do some singing, but I actually can't do that, because at the moment my voice is, I don't know where my voice has gone. But singing's coming back on the agenda, drama's coming back on the agenda. I've got a plan to do a Midsummer Night's Dream with my school in a way that we make it right for us, and it's going to involve BSL, and that's the plan for that. And that's exciting, you see, exciting. There we go. Bye for now.